We're trying to reach the people in the homes this year more so than any time. This is where our greatest loss is in fire, in loss of life and so on. When we talk about Operation Edith, of course, we're talking about the overall safety in the home, fire safety in the home. Right. This is primarily why we have this display here today. We want the people to come, see what hazards exist in the home, to let them know. Some of them do know, but we want to reinforce the hazards in the home. And we just can't seem to emphasize this fact enough.
Some of these hazards in the display here today, Chief, are very graphically shown. For instance, the overloaded light plugs, the smoking in bed display. This seems to be a big problem in the fact that the homes provide, instead of industry, provide the greatest problem for you people.
This is right, Terry. We have the mechanics in industry and organizations and such to put fire safety in by bylaws and Provincial Fire Marshals Act and so on. But we haven't got the mechanics to put safety in the home. This is provided by themselves, just through consideration of their families and so on. Of course, smoking is our prime concern. Cigarettes cause most of our fires. I smoke myself. But no one could be more conscientious about smoking than I am. Smoking in bed, we keep talking about this thing, but we still want to get that message over to the people that this is a major cause of fires in the home. And we have gone through some very complex ideas to get this message over, and we hope this year will show some results. Right. Even if we save one life, we've accomplished what we've set out to do.
requesting Caligula because it is the first hardcore porn film to run in a commercial theater in Vancouver. It's our chance to ask the government why they don't keep the law. We are addressing the Attorney General in particular. We are also getting to our political representatives at the provincial level, as well as our Crown Council and those that have the involvement with the law. We're claiming that hardcore pornography dumped on us by Bob Guccione, the fellow with the Penthouse magazine and his millions, is something Vancouver doesn't need. We have community standards. Community standards are mentioned in the law, and we're asking that we maintain community standards. This film is worse than most people could ever imagine because it involves violence, rape, bestiality, castration, every kind of sex activity that involves itself with violence. It's hardcore pornographic. Therefore, United Citizens for Integrity are asking that the government take action to close Caligula down.
It was history as well as this. Now, the Apocalypse Now didn't show the whole war, it didn't show everything, but it showed enough, you know what I mean? So all I'm saying is this might have shown a few bad things, but things could have been worse. We didn't live in those times. We didn't live in Vietnam when the war was on and Apocalypse Now was filmed and stuff, which had a few bad reviews.
You just wait till Armageddon comes.
I'm just trying to draw comparisons like Apocalypse
My
Now.
friend, one of our workers in the church is a high school teacher, and she went in to see it. And
So,
she said that
talk for
all
yourself.
around, yeah, I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah, go see it and then tell me about it.
My friend, all you got to do is read what it says.
Sunday night.
Read what it says on the window.
You know
They don't lie about it.
You're gonna
Yeah.
die.
If someone tells
It
you
teaches violence, rape, perversion, bestiality, and torture.
If you haven't
You
ridden
see,
a 10-speed,
you're arguing around and around in circles like a dog chasing his tail, my friend.
right?
Okay.
You're not getting
You
anywhere.
gotta try riding a 10-speed.
To put it another way,
It doesn't make sense what you're talking about, my
someone tell
friend.
you jump off a building.
If you haven't seen the
you're gonna
movie,
get hurt.
you don't know what
Have
you're
you
talking
seen it?
about. Yeah, Sunday night, and I thought it was all right.
Well, of course you would think it's
So
all
go
right.
see it and then come out here and tell me
My
about
friend,
it.
I don't need to see it because they tell me what it's
You're
about.
saying you gotta try it to know what it's like.
Personal experience for most things,
Okay,
yeah.
you know if you jump off a building you're gonna wind up dead or seriously injured. You have to try it to know what it's like.
That's health reasons. Medical.
What's dope? It's gonna hurt you. I've had people I know.
Go see it and then tell me
If you
about it.
love the Lord, then you don't bother
Go
with this
see it and then
garbage,
tell me
my
about
friend.
it. You can't tell anybody about something you haven't seen or done.
Take a stand against
There's people like you that talk about drugs, they haven't even fucking tried them
You
yet.
take a stand against
You know, like you
filthiness.
can't tell me about pot unless you've tried it.
We told them not to
see
take
it.
it.
If you've tried it, then you can share some
We're
ideas.
older than you, and we told them not to take it because we've been around more than you have.
It doesn't matter. Age
Yes,
is so
absolutely it matters, my friend.
And then you have to cleanse your brain out of all this garbage and sickness. And it depends on how polluted your brain is already.
The Lord made the mind,
That's
and
the
He
truth.
has put down standards in His Word that the mind should be fed with. And these are not things that the mind should be fed with,
Next
like
time-
bestiality
the next time-
and carnality.
He-
As far as I'm concerned,
There is no bestiality in it. There is
Have you
none.
seen it?
Yes, I have. There's none.
well, how would you define bestiality?
An act of sex with an animal of some type.
Well, it says there's things like that going on, like human
there's not.
bestiality.
Yeah, that's why.
Human bestiality.
Listen, this doesn't make any sense because people, you don't have to go and see it. There's no
Nobody's sitting there with a gun saying you can't
But
go
we
and
see
see it.
the results of this kind of stuff going into our kids. You know, the drug culture, the sex culture, all this
Yeah, but
stuff.
you don't have to
People
get involved
imagining
in
vain things.
Well,
Well,
why
we
should you
gotta
be
stand up.
telling me or having some type of law enforcement that I can't go do this type of thing? If I want to,
It's a
that
free
is my
society.
right.
If you want to
And you're
go and see it, you can go and see it. If you don't want to see it, you just don't walk by it. You don't,
Well,
it's your money. You
funny
can spend
because
it and do what you
society
want.
is reversing its laws today against people that have a standard, and yet it's reversing the laws to let people go do this kind of thing. And why do the people imagine a vain thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Canada is a free country.
And there's been more people killed over religion than
did you
there
know-
ever has over a
If you want
movie.
to read something, you can read it.
Religion?
You can't have the government come in. If the government wanted to come in, they'd do the same thing with this.
Well, they're promoting homosexuality with the government. Our
What's the matter with
leader
that?
brought that in. What's the matter with that? It's against God's word. He judged Sodom and Gomorrah for the same sin. for the same reason.
Well, the thing is this, whatsoever a man sow, that's what he shall reap. The people, if you just sow weeds, you're not going to reap tomato. You sow filth, so that you reap filth. The people wonder how come there's so much crime and dirt and filth and people robberies. It's because what they have sown in those movies and those magazines is exactly what they have reaped today.
You say if he created the world.
Because I want to
Because you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you see, there's the devil come out in you. My, you don't know what. Oh, you just finished saying.
Yeah, you
just finished saying that if God created the world.
Yes, if God created the world.
But he did create the world.
No, you're a dogmatist.
No, he did create. No, but you said that you believed in Jesus, right?
I said if.
No, you said you believed in Jesus, right?
Go ahead.
You said you believed in Jesus, and then you said, if he created the world, well, he did create the world. There's no ifs or buts about it, brother.
My dear friend, there's a lot of people that don't believe in Jesus.
And I'm not mad at you because you hit me in the face. Imagine what would happen if I hit you back. You know, I'd kill you, but I wouldn't because I love you, brother. No.
Put your hands on me for
I
Christ's
love
sake.
you, brother.
I'll smack you again.
No, I love you, brother. You see,
Come on now, we're not here to argue.
No, in Jesus there's no hate. In Jesus there's no hate.
We're not here to argue.
You believe God redeemed the world?
Oh, you better believe it.
Everybody.
Those that don't want to be,
Everybody.
they can be.
All right, I believe 100%.
Even God left them 100%.
Where there's a creation, there's a creator.
However you arrive in this city, you'll see mountains and meet friendly people. And if you're young at heart, happiness is a yellow bus. For the more sophisticated, the accommodation is more appropriate. And the city itself, young and alive, still building. Everywhere the presence and touch of growing things, trees and flowers. This is a vibrant city, appreciated by residents and visitors alike. Vancouver, just being here is a celebration. Largest dry cargo port on the Pacific coasts of North and South America, Vancouver has long known the tread of international visitors. The sea is as natural an element as dry land for many Vancouverites. Within sight lie some of the finest cruising waters in the world. And then there's salmon fishing, every man's sport. And the big winner is usually the early bird who has done his homework, studying the productive spots, knowing the depths and the right lures. But of course, it could be just fisherman's luck, even for beginners. For as many as 7 months out of the year, Vancouverites and their visitors can enjoy snow sports on the mountains rising above the north shore of Burrard Inlet. It has been said that if you're a very active person, you can ski in the morning, sail in the afternoon, and play a round of golf before dark. However, most people prefer to take their pleasures separately, and sailing is predominantly a summer recreation. Among the largest of sailing crafts in these waters is Rodeo, proud training catch for members of Canada's integrated armed forces. Whatever a man's aspirations, large or small, sail or power, he can dream his dream off the coasts of British Columbia. Or perhaps Fastwater is your number. This river is one of several that actually lie within the boundaries of Greater Vancouver. Just pick your brand of action, and somewhere in or near the city, there is a happening to satisfy your needs. Slower paced, but no less engrossing for the participants, are the many park activities, pitch and putt, tennis, and meeting friends at the water fountain. Vancouver is a city well endowed with park areas, so that nowhere are you much more than walking distance from a grassy expanse, or a tennis court, or just a pleasant place to sit and watch the world go by. It's all part of a life process known as growing up, or just growing at your own speed. Unique and world-famous is Thousand-Acre Stanley Park. At once a blend of formal gardens and paved walks, contained within an almost primeval wilderness of massive cedar and fir trees, all within a mile or so of the city's core. The playful otters are quite at home in their run, performing for a new audience of children every day. Special credit to an already renowned park feature, the Vancouver Aquarium, is Scanna, the killer whale. It is hoped that Scanna will mate with her male companion and produce the first known offspring born in an aquarium. Vancouver's Chinese community is the second largest in the Occidental world, next only to that of San Francisco. The Chinese are among the city's first citizens, and there is even a theory that their ancestors traded for jade across the Pacific before white men came to British Columbia. Today, the Chinese community is a place of excellent food, interesting import shops, and wondrous excitements for all the senses. Part of the city that might otherwise have disappeared in the shadow of warehouses has been brought to life in the spirit of Renaissance. Called Gastown in the 1800s, Gastown it remains. But now it is an area of modish restaurants and boutiques, import shops, and offices of young lawyers and advertising agencies and film producers. The occasion of this parade and celebration was the official opening of Gastown. As a regular thing, the entertainment is a bit more orderly. Not so many guerrillas and politicians. Native BC Indians join in to make their unique contribution to the festivities. Most of the world's nationalities are represented in Vancouver. This is the annual Portuguese Festival Parade. The music and dances of many lands are displayed throughout British Columbia in a provincial government-assisted festival of the performing arts that tours the province every year. From relatively small beginnings as a cultural event, the folk festival has become one of the highlights of the summer entertainment scene at Stanley Park's Outdoor Theatre Bowl. Another annual event that has grown to rank among the world's finest is the Abbotsford Air Show, attracting civilian and military entries regularly from Russia, the U.S., Britain, and France, as well as flying clubs and individuals. The Abbotsford Air Show is a thrilling three-day weekend staged every August. The frontier heritage of British Columbia is evident to the visitor who rides a bus a few short miles from Vancouver. You don't have to scratch too deeply to discover the character and the characters of the hinterland. A number of rodeos and horse shows highlight the summer season around Vancouver. But strictly amateur and for the fun of it, the Pemberton Rodeo is guaranteed to become one of your more unforgettable memories of a visit to BC. Harvesting the forests is BC's largest industry, and logging is a business that breeds tough men. They work hard and they play hard. This is the annual Squamish Loggers' Day held near Vancouver. Then there is that more sedentary and completely chauvinist pastime of girl watching. Vancouver has appropriate areas set aside for this endeavor, interfacings of land and sea, known as beaches. Of course, there are other things to do at the beach. In the heat of midsummer, a certain madness takes hold of the inhabitants of Vancouver. Paying homage to Sol, the sun god, these beach-bound primitives stage a sea festival which includes the world's first, best, and largest bathtub race. Starting point of the race is Nanaimo Harbor on Vancouver Island. The racing craft must be or contain a bathtub and an engine of 6 horsepower or less. Meanwhile, back at the finish line in Vancouver, a feast is prepared of barbecued salmon. This contest is a throwback to Klondike Gold Rush days. Those sacks of flour on the girl's back weigh 500 pounds. race is on. Elegance is the word for dining out in Vancouver, with a variety of cuisines to complement every mood. And the evening's entertainment might be a performance of Canada's National Ballet, or perhaps a touring Broadway play or musical, or a choice of symphony or opera in season. A most unusual haven from the bustle of city traffic is Vancouver's Conservatorium in Queen Elizabeth Park. Inside the vast geodesic dome, you are at once in tropical climes, serenaded by exotic birds. The surrounding Queen Elizabeth Gardens are a showplace of floral beauty, and the informal atmosphere makes the park a favorite place to relax and reflect on the infinite variation of living styles possible in this city. And that's probably the key to appreciating Vancouver, that intangible element of change. In seasons, in elevation, in styles of architecture, in people and their pursuits, at work and seeking leisure. Life is very full in this city. A unique blending of outdoor freedom and naturalness with civilized sophistication. A seaport and crossroads of the Pacific Rim, yet a city with its own distinct identity and its own sense of being. Vancouver, where you will enjoy year-round a Pacific celebration.